Hello everybody, welcome to ITC Asia 2026. I'm Chris Frankland, founder of InsurTech 360. Thrilled to be joined by Rajnish Pal, SVP Head of Transformation at MSIG. Rajnish, pleasure. Good to see you. Lovely to see you. A few questions for you, starting with what makes a forum like ITC Asia important for senior insurance leaders in Asia right now?
I'll start off with a famous quote which I like very much. They say that if you want to run fast, go alone. If you want to run far, go together. So that's what comes to my mind when I come to forums like ITC Asia. Firstly, three things. Insurance as a business is at a point that disruption and innovation are to the core of it because it's a fairly legacy business. So when I see leaders like ourselves come and attend this forum, we not only get to learn what is happening in the market, but we also get to see what solutions are out there, how our peers and competitors are using it, and what's that intersection point where commercial viability, technical innovation, everything comes together. So that's the first point. Second one is, particularly I am very close to ITC Asia, and this time I'm on the advisory board of ITC Asia, so I've helped curated the agenda. Where I find it's the topics laid out across the various panels and tech forums and various other events is really well curated for a wide area of audience. You'll see that this morning we started off with the CEOs of some of the top insurers in the region. Across the day, we unfolded, we went into data, digital, commercialization, underwriting, wide area of events which are very linked to the core business, but also with technology solutions, innovations out there. I see a wide area of firms that have their booth setups, demonstrating solutions, having discussions, exploratory conversations. I think that's where the beauty of the diversity of these audiences. And the third thing is, it's happening in a place like Singapore, where innovation is at the heart of everything we do. Singapore FinTech Festival remains the biggest, which happens in the end of the year. But ITC, I think for me, is my favorite from an insurance perspective because it has deep insurance focus. And whenever I come to ITC, it really makes me feel that we are discussing something which is very, very relevant for our business.
No, well said. I don't think there's anything quite like spending time with your peers face to face and being able to kind of share and go deeper into some of those conversations and kind of, stories from the trenches and so forth. So, Rajnish, I mean, we look around the events or any event today and obviously see a ton of AI focused solutions, which I think is great to see innovation occurring. In your opinion, though, when we think about the insurance industry and the insurance kind of workflows and so forth, where do you see, which parts of AI do you think we should double down on in terms of scaling? And which parts of the journey do you think should still remain very human-centered?
Sure. I think that's a great question. Firstly, insurance as a business, we have historically had access to massive amount of data. And how we got access is through our policy documentation, our claims form, getting to know the customer, KYC forms, and all of that. However, I think about 75 to 80% of the data gets embedded in PDFs, Excels, SharePoint files and folders, which are not used to make decisions.
Yeah.
And that is where I see AI playing a pivotal role. It's something that insurers are widely embracing. And for us in MSIG Asia, we think that that's a core capability of how we harness unstructured information and convert that to structured data schema to draw more decisions. And I'll give you an example. We have started something on travel claims assessment, the full end-to-end journey of travel claims with AI. A customer submits claims form, that's a digitized submission, but along with that, the customer is uploading flight delay documentation or luggage damage or even medical procedural documentation while on a trip. Historically, insurance claims department has a human, like the claims handler or the claims adjuster. He or she has to, they get access to the basic form, which is filled up digitally, which is probably like 10 to 12 data fields, but essentially the brain of that, the assessment part, is stored in the PDFs or those unstructured documents. Like, this is where AI is able to move the needle and get us access to a lot more data set, a lot more granular, which allows our assessment decisions much better. The second part of this, drawing analytics. So what we are doing at MSIG is we are really intercepting historical data to develop something we call the brain of claims assessment. And this is like building predictive models, and look at it at a portfolio level, not only at a customer level or a group of demographics level, but at the portfolio level, how we run the business more profitably. So this is one aspect. The second place where, and this is something that definitely should be scaled. To your point, like the ingestion, crunching or intercepting unstructured data to something of a more structured data schema, that I think is something quite pivotal in a business like ours. The second part is where I see a lot of work around, say, policy, back office processing, like policy endorsement, renewals, to a certain extent even customer service, although I am slightly sensitive to having our customers only doing with AI because there is an empathetic aspect to it. But I stay on the topic on middle and back office functions, be it like policy processing, endorsement, finance operations, settlement collection, credit control, all of that. So that is where AI has been able to move the needle. And what we are doing is AI-enabled workflows to be able to really drive the kind of the crunching, the ingestion part a lot more faster and better. At an economical price point, because bear in mind that all this comes at an extra cost, so the ROI needs to be looked at. But this gives us immense uplift in terms of not being able to spend time on the administrative aspect of it, but really focus on the decisions and insights. And this brings me to the second half of the question, which is what should stay with human? Human in the loop is something that I strongly believe in. So even in the claims example, what we are doing with our markets is that even if AI does the triaging, firstly the ingestion, the triaging, and large extent assessment, it ultimately goes to a claims adjuster, and we use threshold of value of the claim. So if it is beyond a certain value, irrespective of the fact it's a simple claim or not, there is a human in the loop required for quality control purpose. All the human does is reviews just one screen. Everything is aggregated into one screen and the final decision is rendered on the screen. The human just approves it and it goes out for payments. If the claim is complex, like it has, like a traveler went to overseas holiday, had injuries and had to be like emergency helicopter, kind of that kind of complex claims, right? Those will directly go to, like after the initial kind of ingestion, it goes directly to human. So human in the loop will, for me, always remain at the heart of where humans come in. And it's something more like, it's not replacing like specific roles with AI, but how do we uplift the capability of the organization? This is the people aspect of it, that how do we uplift the capability of the organization for human and AI to work more cohesively.
Love that. Amplify how we work. Amplify how we
really
work.
Get them to focus on insights, decisions, and high value item, which also gives a bit of a retention and a longevity to the employee. They are not here to do administrative work. They're here to really add value, and then they also get a lot of job satisfaction. They learn about how AI is operating, and that enriches the entire organization, both from economical viability as well as from the overall organization morale.
Cheers, Rajnish. Appreciate that. So, like to wrap up,
Yes.
what 2 or 3 things, trends will most reshape the insurance industry in Asia over the next 3 to 5 years, and why?
I will go with the first, and this is my favorite one, is the way I see future of work in insurance companies, and this is not for every single job in the insurance industry, but I see this becoming quite a norm in the next 2 to 3 years, is that in future, our operating model will have a combination of AI agents and humans. So as leaders, we have to do a number of things right. And if any one of this is not done, it will have an adverse impact. Firstly, design that operating model. It is not tactically replacing processes with AI. It is about structural change. And therefore, we look at the operating model. Sticking to the claims example, what we are doing is we are defining starting from as basic as like claims handlers job description in future, because they're working with AI, and some of the claims, as I said, will be autonomous in future. So how does it happen best? So it's basically the first point is around a cohesive approach of how agents and humans stay and amplify the impact, and that's going to be the norm, I think, for middle back office functions, finance, a number of areas. The second one is, I think, getting a lot more focus on insights and decisions. And I'll take a different example from underwriting. And I'll stick to insurance examples by and large, because that's where the focus is, right? So underwriting is also it's a combination of art and science, right? For certain product lines like motor, it's very mathematical. It's pricing, rate tables related. For more complex policies, like you're underwriting a data center in Malaysia of like 50 or 100 million US dollars, that requires science. You just can't look at the historical records and give a price point, right? So this is where better predictability, better portfolio management, better risk and decision making ability, that's where I think AI will really allow us to churn through historical data and more forward-looking insights and bring it all together, allow us to manage our portfolios better. And I see that as an imperative for not only general insurance companies like ours, but also on the life side, where I think there are a number of areas where AI can be a game changer, not only from efficiency, but actually from profitability, like loss ratio management. How do we manage our portfolios better and how? The third thing, and also this is of importance, that as we do all of that, there will be more and more focus on governance. So it's absolutely like table stake that governance is looked at seriously. What we do at MSIG is we put the governance in the front of and center of everything. So the examples I gave on claims and underwriting, we have a robust framework supported by cyber controls, information security, compliance, AI risk, AI sovereignty. So where the data is stored, how data is used to train the models, cross-border implications, are we getting adequate customer consent? At the end of the day, for the customer, insurance is not a product they wake up every morning thinking of buying, right? So how do we solidify their trust, give them better experience and give them better propositions and make the underlying the back end of it, which is AI enabled with a combination of agents and human, make it robust and completely trustworthy.
Yeah, man, I love it. This could have been a fireside chat. Yeah. Thank you, Rajnish. Cheers.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
everybody.
Thank you.
Cheers.